Spatial computing hardware, primarily spatial mixed reality headsets, is currently in the early acceleration phase. The current gold standard device would certainly be the M5 generation Apple Vision Pro running on visionOS 27. Current price points are at least enterprise viable, and they are declining, and developer tools have matured to the point where serious applications can be built efficiently. The trajectory for the next 5 years based on current hardware roadmaps and platform investment points toward lighter form factors, approaching glasses level wearability, significantly lower price points, broader enterprise deployment, and increasing integration with existing software ecosystems. Now, anybody who's paying attention is waiting for that big consumer breakthrough, the moment when spatial computing reaches the kind of mass adoption that smartphones achieved. Now, it's certainly further out than the enterprise breakthrough, which is already happening, but naturally, enterprise adoption shapes consumer adoption. The workflows, the vocabularies, the design patterns that get established in the enterprise deployments become the baseline for what consumers expect. That's how it worked with mobile, and that's how it's working here. There's a specific kind of competitive advantage that only exists in the early phase of a platform transition. It's not about being the best, it's about being there. As of mid-2026, more than 50 Fortune 100 companies are already running Vision Pro, not as a pilot, as an infrastructure. The early movers are accumulating workflows, institutional knowledge, and vendor relationships that latecomers will spend years trying to replicate. When a new platform emerges, the organizations that move early get to define the conventions. They write the playbooks that others follow. They build the institutional knowledge that becomes a durable mold. They attract the talent that wants to be working on the frontier rather than implementing yesterday's best practices. This pattern repeated with web adoption in the mid-1990s. Companies that built a genuine web presence and compatibility in the 90s had advantages that persisted for years because they'd accumulated real learning while others were still debating whether the web was just a trend. We know now that it wasn't. This repeated with cloud. Companies that moved to the cloud infrastructure early built operational flexibility and cost structures that late movers still haven't fully replicated, even after technology became a commodity. The strategic mistake, the one that looks obvious in hindsight but is hard to resist in the moment, is waiting for the technology to be fully proven before committing. By the time the proof is undeniable, the window for differentiation has already closed. Early positioning doesn't mean betting the organization on unproven technology. It means building the compatibility now. The knowledge, the experiments, the internal champions, the vendor relationships, so that when the platform matures, you're accelerating rather than just getting started. Now, whether you're an educator, an executive, a developer, or a student, the spatial era has a specific implication for your position. For educators, the question is not whether spatial tools will be in your classroom eventually. They will. The question is whether you'll be someone who shapes how they're used, who builds the pedagogy, the curriculum, the assessment frameworks, or someone who implements what others have designed. For executives and organizations, the spatial era is not an IT decision, it's a strategy decision. The organizations that will lead in their sectors are those that treat spatial computing as a core compatibility investment alongside cloud, alongside AI, not a tech experiment that lives in a pilot program indefinitely. For developers and technologists, the platform is early enough that the talent market has not yet caught up with the demand. Spatial computing skills, visionOS development, WebXR, spatial UX design, digital twin infrastructure are scarce relative to where they need to be. The learning curve is real, but not prohibitive. The timing is very good. For students, you're not entering a stable job market where the frameworks are settled. You're entering one of the most significant platform transitions in computing history. The skills that will be most valuable in 10 years are being defined right now, and you have the opportunity to be a part of them. The spatial computing era is not coming. It's here. Early, uneven, full of friction, but here. Every major computing transition looked like this at the beginning. Next, we'll hone in from the big picture and get a little bit more specific. How spatial computing tools are changing work, media, industry, healthcare, cities, and careers. Each one is a sector where the shift is already measurable and where the decisions being made right now will shape the outcomes for a long time. The most important thing isn't the technology, it's the thinking, and the thinking starts with understanding where we are and how we got here.